Greetings and namaste, people of the internet. I am Flaming Ninja Gamer, and it's Halloween. I know that this atmosphere seems a little weird, but it's the best I can do. I'm one of those YouTubers working on a budget. I thought that for Halloween this year, I'd go over my top 5 horror games. Why top 5 instead of top 10, you ask? Well, because there's really not a whole lot of horror games out there that legitimately terrify me. Except for these 5. I should probably bring out the slight gore warning here, because there's no turning back. And so, without further ado, my top 5 horror games, here we... Oh yeah, disclaimer, I am not including any heavy psychological horror games on this list like Silent Hill, because, let's be honest, if I played a single Silent Hill game, I would be way too depressed to even make this video in the first place. Here we go again! The Resident Evil games have never really been that scary to me. My favorite entry in the series is Resident Evil 4, but I've never really felt spine-shaking fear whenever I play through it. Not even Resident Evil 2 was scary to me. But when Resident Evil 7 came along, it changed my perspective on the franchise. Mostly because of how frightening it is compared to the other games. You'd think I'm a wimp for saying that, but tell me one time that you were never scared when playing this game. The game involves Ethan searching for his assumed-to-be dead wife in an old Louisiana farmhouse while being hunted by a hillbilly family that's infected with a disease that makes them near impossible to kill. But that's not scary enough. Here, let's add in some monsters made out of black tar that can be around any corner. Oh, and did I mention that there's a creepy little girl in a black dress? Because there's a creepy little girl in a black dress.
Over here, Mommy.
If you're asking me to play tag, the answer is still no. That's it. When I find you, you're grounded. However, with how scary this game is, you gotta admit, it's also quite memorable. So many moments from this game are well cherished by some. I, myself, had a good time besides getting scared. By far, my favorite part of the game was the barn fight. Oh, hey, come on. That's not cool. Why do you always gotta blow stuff in my face? It's dark. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the barn fight!
Barn fight?
Keep it clean, gentlemen. We have rules.
Oh, okay. What are the rules? No, wait, seriously, what are the rules? Okay, fine. Just load that up and kablamo!
Damn, that's kinda smart.
You think?
Gotta say, not only are you still alive, you have all your fingers and toes.
What can I say? I'm a survivor.
Oh, I need a girlfriend real bad. Can you help me find a girlfriend?
You could have made out with this guy, but, he's dead now.
Fat man down, fat man down.
Gross.
He was never my favorite anyways.
Well then, who was your favorite? Whether it scares you or not is completely up to you, but Resident Evil 7 is a really good horror game that should not be overlooked. Compared to the other games on this list, Until Dawn is the only one that I haven't actually played. I've seen Let's Plays of it on YouTube, and after watching, I have finally decided that I do not want this game in my house. Not that it's bad, because it's not. It's actually a really good game from what I've seen. It's a narrative-driven game where the choices you make affect the outcome, and I really like games like that. They're enjoyable to play or watch. But what makes it a horror game? It isn't the monsters or the jump scares or anything like that. What scares me in this game is what can happen to the main characters. All of the characters besides Emily have unique traits, and throughout playing, it makes you care about each and every one of them. But the big factor in this game is that any of the characters can die. That's why it's so scary. There's weight behind every decision you make. Even the decisions you make very early in the game can be impactful very later in the story. And that's what makes it Until Dawn so good. It's always the decisions you make. And it makes you want to play through it again to see how things can be different. I've actually had more fun watching some of my favorite YouTubers tackle this game. People I've watched include Jacksepticeye, Pro Jared, The Gaming Lemon, and H2O Delirious. Each one of them had different outcomes. I'd say that H2O Delirious had the better ending. I might not have played this game and also might not want to, but I respect it for what it is, a good horror game.
I don't like it! Run!
This is a game that has truly stood the test of time. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is not just one of the best horror games, it's one of the greatest games ever made, period. Daniel's descent into darkness has been well cherished by many, and the terror that you encounter is not just monsters, but also, as the name implies, the dark and your test on sanity. But where Amnesia really shines isn't in the main game, it's in the mods. So many people have made very creative custom stories to share with other players. If I had to pick my favorite custom story, it would have to be either The Great Work or The Attic. The Attic has some very startling moments as well as very creepy atmospheres, not to mention hardly any music in the background making you lose sanity yourself, while The Great Work has terrorizing and weird scripted segments as well as custom monsters. Now, the custom stories are well and good, but to be honest, my favorite mod actually isn't a custom story, and I'm not ashamed to share it anyway. My favorite Amnesia mod is the My Little Pony Main 6 mod. This mod replaces Daniel's character model with any one of the main 6 characters from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. This might seem odd for a horror game, but it's actually a very well-made mod. You can feel like you're actually playing as one of the main characters here, as you can tell by how short you are, and your footsteps are replaced with hoof steps. And every character features voice lines from the show, reminding you that you're not just playing as a faceless, nameless horse just wandering around a dark castle. The best part about this mod is that each of the 6 characters have different attributes that affect your playstyle, each attribute contributing to a specific pony. I won't go too into detail, but I'll give some examples. Twilight Sparkle is slightly taller than the others, and she can reach objects from a further distance. Rarity can see collectibles from even further away and adjusts her eyesight to darkness much quicker. Fluttershy is the only character from the main 6 that can lose sanity in the dark, and she regains his sanity when near other creatures. And Applejack can move heavy objects much easier. Out of all the characters, I'd say Pinkie Pie is the least useful character to play as. She doesn't do anything too special, other than break the fourth wall in the menus and make her signature boing sound when jumping. However, if you want to make the game incredibly easy, play as Rainbow Dash, because her speed makes it practically impossible for you to get caught. I swear, I've never once been hit by an enemy when playing as her. I guess that's what you get for being the fastest living thing in forever besides Sonic the Hedgehog. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is a fantastic horror game that is well over 10 years old, and I highly recommend it for anyone that wants a chilling experience. Or something that can just give you nightmares. Have you ever received an email late at night asking you to investigate a mental health asylum with nothing but the clothes on your back and a camcorder with night vision as your only light source? Me neither. Until I played this game, at least. Outlast. You play as reporter Miles, who received an email late one night to try and expose the illegal activities that the company Murkoff has been performing at Mount Massive Asylum, only for Miles to walk 10 minutes in, only to think, okay, never mind, let's get out of here, only to have his attempts at escape made only harder due to all of the insane mental health patients that occupy the asylum. I gotta say, this is probably the only horror game that my best friend played for the first 15 minutes, only to get scared by the first real jump scare, only to then immediately exit and uninstall the game from his computer.
Little pig.
Then again, this is my friend that got scared of a freaking drone in Half-Life Alyx.
Okay.
The scares are genuine, the chases are heart-pounding, and the night vision mechanic adds to the fear as you delve deeper into the asylum, not to mention all of the terrifying enemies you encounter. You see this hunking behemoth of a man right here that will tear your head off as soon as he grabs you? He used to be a soldier in the army. And then you've got a doctor that went from good to insane.
I see what's happening. You're bored. You want a little attention. Perfectly understandable. I'm here for you. I'll give you very special attention.
Whoa, hey, come on now. That's perfectly unethical. Come on. Why'd you have to do that? To top it off, the game got an expansion called Whistleblower, and though it's much shorter, it's more crazy than the main game. You play as Wayland Park, a Murkoff software engineer who is actually the guy who sent the email to Miles at the beginning of the main game. Things were going smoothly until he gets caught.
Stupid, Mr. Park. More than stupid. In fact, that was crazy. I'm afraid we're going to have you committed.
He gets registered as a patient for the asylum, only for him to get released due to a containment breach hours later, and then your objective is to escape. Whistleblower has plenty of tense moments, and familiar enemies make an appearance, as well as some new ones, such as a cannibal and a gay dude. This game is well made, and it should be commended. However, the developer, Red Barrel, had a hard act to follow for the sequel, and unfortunately, it fell short. While Outlast 2 does have better game mechanics and visuals, the story was way worse, with so much "what the heck is happening?" and way too many transitions between reality and Catholic school flashbacks. Also, the ending sucks. It gives you the feeling of, you survived, except not really. And unlike Outlast 1, there's no DLC chapter that explains everything. But the first game is really good, and it has my recommendation at the number 2 spot. Whenever I think about outer space, I think of one of two things: Star Wars and freaking xenomorphs out to kill me. Alien Isolation. I've mentioned this a long time ago, but xenomorphs are the one thing that terrifies me the most. Thus, my favorite horror game, and I say it's my favorite because it's the one that terrifies me the most, is, of course, freaking Alien Central. I've seen the movies too, and even those don't terrify me as much as this game does, because you're actually in the presence of a xenomorph in an interactive form. Sure, there are other enemies in this game, like androids and other idiots with guns, but nothing keeps me from pressing forward in this game more than the alien. Sometimes the alien will even show up when I'm in the middle of saving, because of course the alien is not without a sense of irony. Oh crap, no. Okay, no. Oh crap! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Why can't you just leave me alone? I was determined to beat this game, but I just couldn't do it. I was too busy hiding in lockers and was too scared to come out for up to 15 minutes at a time. And maybe I was having a hard time progressing, mostly because I set the game on hard mode, but the game insists that hard mode is the way it's meant to be played, and I fell for it like an idiot. And to this day, I have yet to work up the courage to beat Alien Isolation. Thus, it's the best horror game in my book. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Although the aesthetics are the best part of the game, I forgot to mention that. It actually looks like you're playing through the movies. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm gonna go back and hide now. I'm not leaving. Ever.